feel like no, let's start from growing up. I feel like growing up, things go fast. In terms of after like high school, everyone's going in their own lane. More time, people taking things at their own speed. So I literally had one girl from my school. She had like 3 kids by the time she was like 18 or something. But then now, like what, 25 now, everyone's like in their late 20s. People having kids now, and I'm still shocked by it.
Yeah.
But then it's quite normal though. My mum had me when she was what, 20, 23? No, 23, 22. So quite young. Then obviously now I'm older. She's like 40. I'm 20. Kind of works out. Because what, in your 20s, kind of have the energy in it. In your 20s and 30s, you have the energy to look after, like keep up with the young kids. But then more time, if you have them when you're a bit older, you might not have that same energy. Bro, there's that celeb, Robert De Niro. He's like 80, he had a kid. Yeah, man. Don't do that face. But then I feel like that's you can't tell him what to do, and we all have our own lives or whatever. You can't tell a man, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. But if you think about it, age of 80, how much of a life are you going to give to your kid at that age? Like, how much of your time do you have to give to that kid? I do feel like it's a bit selfish, but that's just my opinion. But it makes you think, man, them at 80 are still active to that age. What can you actually do at that age though? Like, I feel like, yeah, relationships, it kind of moves fast. And I don't think I got into real relationships till a later stage. So figuring things out later on, I guess things kind of move slower. I know obviously people my age, they've got about 2 kids now, or like they've moved, they're living with their partner, married, all of this, all of that. I'm speaking to some of my friends now, they feel like time's running out for them. I'm like, bro, you're literally 20, 23, 24, 25. Like, you've not, obviously, I can't say you got all the time in the world, because time goes so fast, but you shouldn't feel like time's running out for you. That's detrimental. You're gonna think yourself into some depression, bro. Like, thinking about those things. But I think a lot of men just look at what's in front of them. That's why they feel like time's running out, and they forget that whole lot of people out there in this world. People in different countries, you never know who you're gonna meet. Everyone kind of figures it out, don't they, as they go. You use different experiences that you've had to sort of figure your way around things. I feel like sometimes it's not worked out for me with certain people, just because I don't know, I think it comes down to timing, comes down to values, it comes down to the different experiences we've had that just don't match up, or the whole love languages thing. That's always a big hassle. If someone's love language doesn't match yours, or you have different ways of expressing when you have feelings about somebody, and it's not their way of doing it, then it's not always going to match up. Because let's say if the person you're with, their love language is words of affirmation, that's one, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's one. And yours is quality time, then you might be spending time with her, but you're not reassuring her about certain things. She might feel like, I mean, he's spending all his time with me, but he's never telling me what I want to hear. But more time, if you get the person with the same love languages as you, you're gonna know, because you're gonna click. Like, more time you click instantly. But at the same time, I've heard people say they don't want to date, they just want to marry. If that makes sense. You've got to know what you like, right? I'm not saying you've got to go around everywhere, dating every guy, doing this, da 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 da. But how do you know what you like without, putting yourself out there? Not in that filth, the way some people might think, the filthy way. But just I guess talking to different people. But I think when people think of that, they think they're spreading themselves too thinly, or like putting their eggs in too many baskets, so it doesn't seem like they're putting all the effort into that one person. But yeah, I feel like a lot of guys find it hard to put their eggs in one basket. Not me though. Not if you don't put effort into one person, you never truly know. If it doesn't work out, you never truly know what could have worked out if you hadn't put in all that effort. So it's hard because, oh my gosh, it's hard because you're putting all you basically leave yourself vulnerable, aren't you? Putting yourself out there, not knowing what's going to happen, not always knowing what the other person's thinking if you're not in tune with them, or if you don't ask them. So you're kind of leaving yourself open, in case anything happens. You put yourself out there, like you poured your heart out to this person and it doesn't work out. That's a long day. Because I've had situations where it hasn't worked out, but when you haven't fully cut them off. Like you've not, like you might have thought you moved on. When they call you up, the conversation you have, it's like we've separated, but we haven't separated. So if I try to tell someone else, maybe I might be thinking about them. But some people take the approach of just cold turkey, just cutting them off, no contact, block them on everything. It might not be that you ended things on bad terms, but it just might be it's good for your mental health. Like if you, how good is it if you stop seeing somebody and then you still have them on social, so you see everything that they're doing. You see everything they're doing, you see everything they're getting up to. You might post one little pic of like a dinner. You're thinking, is this a friendly dinner? Is this with your mates? Like, usually if she's out with the girls, she'll post to the girls. You're not posting the girls today. Like, what's she doing today? Hey, it's not good at all. It's not good. It plays in your mind. It plays in your mind. Even if quote unquote you have options, but if it's that one girl, hey, your head might get lost. You might get lost in the sauce. That's why I feel like method, cut them off. Still keep that number. Some people delete numbers. I don't delete numbers, man. In case someone calls, I want to know like who it is. Some people call and not reveal themselves. Do you know them stupid games, man? They're like, I guess who it is. I don't know. I remember my boy got blocked. I say my boy, it's not me. I promise you, it's not. I promise you. He got blocked by his girlfriend. Like they've gone out for like months or whatever, maybe like a year or something like that. Blocked, and then obviously like, doing their own thing. But he ended up emailing her, man, because it got to that point. I don't know what the email said or like what it was about, but got blocked and everything. What do you expect him to do? Drop a quick email. I would have dropped a quick message on LinkedIn or something. Like if she doesn't see that, pretend to be a possible job advert or something. Tell her to go to an interview, like, and then you turn up. But nah, that process is always hard. I feel like it's got to be done, because you got to think about long term. I feel like everything's, when it gets to a certain point, it's long term. Can you see yourself with this person long term? I'm not saying you should cut off certain people just because if they have certain habits that you don't like, but just try to picture yourself, living with that person, having kids with that person. Like, and just all other aspects you got to consider, I guess. One of the things is probably values. How does a person, people's values and morals are different. I know people can, opposites attract, that sort of thing. They do attract, but how long are they going to be attracted for? I don't buy it, bro. Like, I feel like you gotta get someone that compliments you, and obviously somebody that can take you further, can lift you up, you can lift them up. This opposites attracting, it works for people. Can't say it works for me personally. When you raise children, you're essentially, what you've learned from your life, you're teaching them, aren't you? So if there's conflicting lessons that they're learning in the household, then it's gonna scramble their mind, man. Kids soak up everything. I guess, to be fair, soaking up two different opinions, they can make up their own opinions, which can always be great, rather than having one mindset within the household. But at the same time, having one mindset and one sort of like value structure within the house, it sort of limits that, approach of conflicting stuff going on in your head. I've seen that though. I have sort of younger siblings, and you can kind of see that in terms of how they're raised. But I feel like younger siblings have it easy, man. Anyone who's got younger siblings, they have it easy. It's always the oldest ones that, hey, we get it tough, man. But at the same time, I don't think I'll change that. Never change anything of my childhood. So good. Even the bad times, I laugh about them. I say some of the bad times. There's some times in my area, it got techie, bro. The certain the certain stuff that I mean, just being plain, like saying it plainly, really, it's racism. It's plain old racism. It's racism from those kids as young as 10. Like, wait a minute, we're both 10. You're my age. Where are you learning this stuff from? I want to know where you learn it from, because you've not just come out with those racist stuff from nowhere, bro. And there's some stuff there's one phrase that this guy said, I didn't know it was racist, bro. That's how racist it was. I didn't know it was racist. He said it to me. I was like, I don't know what that means. I was thinking to myself, I don't know what that means. I remember a few years later on from that, I researched it. I was like, damn, this is racist, bro. Because it wasn't the typical like N-word, black this, black that. It wasn't none of that. It was like them deep racist ones. I was thinking, how the heck do you know that? Clearly you've learned it from somewhere. If you've not learned it from your friends, you've learned it from your parents. You learned it from, I don't think social media was that influential at that time, back in the day, so I don't think it was from there. You've learned it from your house, and you've come on the streets and slapped it. And other people can say, oh, it was bullying, it was this, it wasn't racism. Bro, it's straight up racism, because how can someone not like you and you don't know them? Does that make sense? Like I'm just out here playing outside with my other friends, my other white friends. You come along, pick on me. What's going on here? But nah, as I said, I changed nothing. Childhood, bro. Like, I feel like all that stuff, it kind of shapes you into who you are. The people that were racist to me back in the day that are trying to be mates with me now, bro, like trying to be all cordial. You see them out, they're like, oh, they spud you, what you saying? I'll spud you back. I'll look at you though. Like, cause for more time, it's an education piece, because I can't fault someone for being stupid. That's what I call it. You're stupid. You don't know any better. You might have been raised a certain way, and you may be grown out of that mindset, which I appreciate. But at the same time, I was a little kid. Like you've done all this, da, da, da. But I was having this discussion with a girl the other day. She lived in Newcastle, and she was like, racism there was mad. Like, she was saying, like, boys would chase her at home. Sometimes there's certain routes she would not even go on. You tell her siblings not to go there. Like, certain routes you just don't step there, which is crazy. Makes me wonder if it still happens now. And that's we both know that question. We both know the answer to that question, innit? It's hard to say whether it's a bit lighter now, but I've seen recent statistics on like hate crimes. Obviously, hate crimes can be anything from racism to other hate crimes. It obviously doesn't have to be just on black people. It can be on other ethnic minorities, but all over the country, bro. All over the world, sorry. Like, hate crimes have gone up. Canada, US, obviously, that's a major zone. UK has gone up. I think there were some police boroughs that didn't take part in this sort of measuring statistics of the hate crime. So you can't even measure the full picture of it. And there's obviously the ones that are not recorded. Bro, if you go out in the streets right now, someone calls you a certain name. Am I calling police? No. I ain't calling the police, like, because what they're gonna do? Obviously, I know they can do something. They can file a report. I can try to get the person found, charge them, whatever might get. I don't know what do people get for hate crimes nowadays, like community service. It's not even a slap on the wrist, bro. It's not that. It's a bad enough for you. Like, I haven't faced the blatant racism, should I say, in a while. I don't know how I'd react to nowadays. I don't know how it'd be. I obviously know certain man that anyone really that reacts quite aggressively, which I don't promote violence, but I understand. Don't promote violence, man, but I understand. I think because racism it hits you straight in the jugular. It just hits different, especially when it just comes out of nowhere. It hits different. It's straight, yeah, bro. But it's so weird though, because if a black person called you the N-word, you're rubbing it, and obviously the way it's used now, it's thrown around, man. But I always find it funny, like in certain if you go out certain motives or even festivals, man, that N-word is getting dropped, but it's the music. That's the excuse, isn't it? That's the excuse that they use. Drop the N-word in music, it's all good, man. You're good. Like, and obviously the artists performing, they'll want people to sing along to the songs. YG's got a song. Hey, that song. Can we blame people who are non-black from saying it when it's in music? I don't think we can blame them personally. But if you want to eradicate it, no one use it. That's what I say. No one use it. We don't have to use it. Like, say homie or something. What about home? But because it's so ingrained in the culture now, there's no way of getting rid of it. I think Kendrick in his music tried to tell us the original meaning of that word. It's actually spelled Negus. So it's supposed to mean kings and queens, blah, 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 blah. No one's embracing that. We've accepted it, haven't we? But the way I said, it's in the music, it's in the culture, man. Whatever people put in the music, even the slang people put in the music, that's what you end up speaking more time. Music is a powerful tool. People, that's why they play the music they play in the clubs. It gets people hyped. That's what people are there for. Yeah, there's certain songs I will listen to in the gym. Boy, there was one, Meek Mill, bro. See that Dreams, and there was I'm a Boss as well. That used to get me through some squats because it was crazy. Dreams and Nightmares, obviously. Done like that in a matter of time I spent on like the. It's like the very last exercise, and you just gone. Like, you are gone. You need a little rest. dreams and nightmares. Because it's working up, it's the build up. You can get a little rest, rest your feet, rest your legs, Once that beat kicks in, just do your last set. That last set, that'll be the greatest set you've ever done. What? I'm telling you, man, that will hype you up. But yeah, that influence of music, you gotta watch what you listen to. It's hard because, bro, sometimes all these rappers, you don't know what they're saying, but the beat goes hard. But the music game's different now because, people releasing songs every day. They just want the music to go viral. They just want the songs to go viral. So I don't think they're putting as much effort into it. As long as it goes viral on TikTok, it's done its job. It's just for the vibes, isn't it? Kind of same with movies, man. They ain't putting no effort into some of these movies. The movies are, oh no. Don't get me started on the remakes. Like, they're remaking everything. But the ones really that I think I've enjoyed are the ones with subtitles. The ones in a different language. You know what I'm talking about. The ones in a different language. Because more time, you are going to be focused. Unless you watch it dubbed. If you watch it dubbed, then I'm sorry, you're not getting the full experience. Subtitles mean that you concentrate more. You're not on your phone, you're not distracted. You're literally just there, glued on, you're watching everything, you're thinking, oh, action's going, you know what's going on. More time if you watch something in English, I'm going on my phone, like, I might miss bare stuff and I just, brush it off. Might learn some Spanish or something in it as well. I did Spanish at school, but bro, I was not made for it, man. I don't know if it's that I wasn't made for it or I just didn't take it seriously. Everything else I took seriously. Spanish, that was a break. Like that was like a break time to me. Spanish, and what else was there? It was like RE. I went to church. I probably knew more than the teacher, bro. Like these little give us Bibles, turn to the scripture. I know where to go. Like, she's telling us, go to the contents page. Nah, I can flick through it. So more time, that was a break time Spanish, man. You just chill with your boys. Teacher might slap on a film or some Spanish film. You just watch that for a bit. Okay, cool. Adios, let's go. I'm out of here. But no, it got serious though when it got to I thought it was a joke thing. Got to year 10 and 11. That's when you start doing your GCSEs, isn't it? Actually start knuckling down. Actually want you to start writing paragraphs and that. Thinking, what? I've been watching movies for the last 3 years. But anyway, got through that, man. Light work. That was the only GCSE that I flopped, bro. Say I flopped. I didn't flop hard. That was the only one I flopped in, but everything else was tightened. Just focus on the serious ones. Obviously, unless you like languages. Languages can come in handy. Better jobs I've seen is just if you speak a language, speak Spanish, French, Mandarin, you're in the door already. You're already one step ahead of, maybe 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Might have the same qualification, whatever, but if you speak a language, or if you half speak a language, and more time jobs, you don't have to have all the qualifications. As long as you can, I'm not going to say finesse it, but if you can pattern your way as you go, you can get through it, man. So if I learned 50% of Spanish, I could have been on it. But now I probably learned about 0.2%. I have a boy who's Spanish, but he's never speaking that to me. I might have to ask him to teach me something. Because, you know the Spanish speaking countries, man. You know how the talent is over there. Oh yeah, I don't know where I was with the convo. I don't know what topics we covered. I think we went all over the place, man. Yeah, signing out. See you guys.